Hello everybody, this is Thomas fan speaking. And welcome to the first episode of JayyCorp Game Reviews. Now, before I start I want to answer a few questions you might have. Firstly, why am I using this crusty 1995 text-to-speech voice instead of my actual voice? Well, it's because I am not too proud of my microphone quality.
Here's the quality of my microphone for those who are wondering.
And I am also really nostalgic for this voice. Another question you might have is what happened to my Kid Station Thomas video. Well, I showed it to Texas, the creative consultant of the channel, in hopes of getting his approval. And while he thought the gameplay was good, there was no commentary or editing in the video. So he set the video to private. However, he suggested that I do a video about Thomas the Tank Engine and friends for the NES, which brings us to this video. When you first turn in the game, you're sent to the title screen, where the game asks if you are 4 years old or younger, 5 to 7 years old, or 8 years old and older. These probably change the difficulty of the game. After you select your difficulty, you are sent to the world map. You can control Thomas by pointing the cursor where you want him to go and pressing the A or B buttons. The game is made up of 8 mini-games, and also, to move the cursor, simply use the D-pad. Anyways, the first game is a quiz, where the game shows you a picture and asks you the most painfully easy questions. Some examples are: what color is Thomas? Where is Birdie? Etc. I know the game is meant for toddlers, but this is higher levels of stupid. Anyways, the second game is a slide puzzle. Nothing to say except the picture is poorly drawn, but we'll get to that later. In the third game, you have to switch the tracks so Thomas arrives at a certain destination. In this case, the station. The fourth game is a regular puzzle, nothing else to say. In the fifth game, you play as Thomas and are racing Birdie. This is obviously based on the episode Thomas and Birdie. And once again, it's as easy as breathing. Just spam the A or B buttons with the cursor over the Thomas icon and you win. In the sixth game, you need to fill in the gaps in the track. Piece of cake. The seventh game is basically the fifth, but instead of Birdie, you're racing James. Also, what's funny is that Thomas and James never raced until 2008 in the movie, The Great Discovery. In the eighth and final game, you get to see a retold Thomas story. You have 3 episodes to pick. Those being Thomas and Birdie, Thomas and the Breakdown Crane, and Thomas Percy and the Post Train. They are okay, but the drawings are once again poorly made. My favorite thing about the game is the music. It's remixes of actual themes from the show. Here's proof. However, the game is not perfect. As I stated before, the mini-games are too easy and have no thought put into them. This is lucky due to the NES not being as powerful as the Sega Genesis or TurboGrafx-16. This might also be the reason why the graphics look so poor. I am sorry, but these look horrible. For example, in the world map they redrew the shot of Thomas passing by the windmill from the intro. However, they turned Penny and Clarabelle into goods vans. In this picture Thomas is missing his coal bunker. In this picture Thomas has no wheels. In the 7th mini-game, James only has 6 wheels instead of 8. Not to mention there are red instead of black. No wonder the game was cancelled, it looks like shit. The game did get released on the SNES, and the graphics look a lot better than the NES version. But the mini-games are mostly the same. But there are a few differences. For example, in the 7th mini-game James was replaced with Percy. In the 3rd game, there are more tracks to switch. In the 6th game, you have to place a more complex track layout. So that's my review of Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends for the NES. I give it a 6 out of 10. It's an okay game, but it needed a lot more work. Make sure to subscribe to me and JayyCorp. The link to my channel is in the description. And have the day you deserve.